We live in a culture that views time as an enemy. In the modern West, we have been conditioned to equate aging with decay, with loss, with a slow fading away. We look into the mirror in the morning and we see the lines on our faces not as maps of experience, but as cracks in a crumbling building. We find ourselves running a race we cannot win, trying to patch up the exterior with medicines, creams, and frantic efforts to fix what is natural. But I invite you to shift your gaze to nature. Consider a 1,000-year-old oak tree standing deep in the forest. Its bark is rough, deeply grooved by centuries of wind and rain. Yet when we stand before such a tree, we do not say it is ugly or broken. We do not see decay. We see majesty. We sense a life force, a grounding energy that is far more potent and resilient than any young sapling. The tree does not fight the winter. It does not regret the spring. It simply is. And because it accepts the flow of time, it does not age into weakness. It ages into strength. Why is the human experience so different? Why do we often age into exhaustion and anxiety? Ancient Eastern healers proposed a radical idea thousands of years ago. Wind does not begin in the cells. It begins in the flow of energy, or chi, within us. And the master switch that controls this flow is the mind. Today we will journey inward to explore the 3 philosophical pillars that reverse aging from the inside out. This is the art of yang sheng, nurturing life. The first pillar, the perception of possession. The first pillar to slowing the relentless flow of time lies in how we perceive what we have. Observe a person who is aging rapidly, who seems withered by life. What is the common thread? Their mind is almost always anchored in the gap between what they want and what they have. They focus on the loss. I am not as strong as I used to be. My friends are gone. My memory's failing. Science tells us that the body listens to the mind. When the mind focuses on lack, the body responds with a survival mechanism. It contracts. It releases cortisol, the stress hormone. It prepares for a famine that isn't there. This constant state of internal deficit accelerates degeneration. It is a universal law. Where there is resentment, life withers. In contrast, there is a profound axiom in Eastern inner wisdom. Only when we cherish do we truly possess. Only through gratitude does a blessing last forever. This is not just poetic sentiment. It is biological instruction. Imagine looking at your own hands right now. Perhaps they are wrinkled. Perhaps the joints are stiff. But if, in this moment, you can look at them and feel a deep, vibrating sense of gratitude simply because they can still hold a warm cup of tea, you flip a switch. You signal to your nervous system, we are safe, we are abundant. Gratitude acts as a signal of restoration. It shifts the body from a state of defense to a state of regeneration. A person at 80 who wakes up and deeply cherishes the morning sunlight is activating the most potent anti-aging serum in existence. Lesson: do not seek youth in things you do not have. Nurture youth by cherishing what you do have. Gratitude is light, and where there is light, the darkness of decay cannot take hold. The second pillar, the art of the empty boat. If the first pillar nurtures energy, the second pillar prevents the leakage of energy. We leak energy through one primary source: internal conflict. Zhuangzi, the great Taoist philosopher, once told the parable of the empty boat. He said, if a man is crossing a river and an empty boat collides with his own, he will not be angry, even if he is bad-tempered. He simply steers around it. But if he sees a person in that boat, he will shout at him to steer clear. If his shout is not heard, he will shout again, and eventually, he will curse. Why? Because in the first instance, there was no one there. In the second, there was someone to blame. We age quickly because we view the people around us, our stubborn spouses, our busy children, the noisy neighbor as occupied boats intentionally crashing into us. We hold on to resentment. We carry the heavy baggage of being right. Look at the forehead of someone who holds grudges. You will see deep furrows. That is the physical mark of a mind that refuses to let go. The second pillar invites us to practice tolerance, not as a weakness, but as the ultimate form of self-preservation. True tolerance is the wisdom to see that everyone is fighting their own battle, driven by their own karma and conditioning. Their actions are often just empty boats drifting in the current. They are not crashing into you to hurt you. They are simply drifting, often without a rudder. When you learn to detach, to look at a conflict and say, "This is just an empty boat," you unload tons of invisible weight from your shoulders. Have you noticed the faces of longtime meditators? Even at an advanced age, their faces often possess a certain smoothness, a gentle radiance. This is not because of expensive creams. It is because they do not carry the toxic waste of resentment in their souls. Lesson: unload your boat. Forgive yourself for the mistakes of your youth. Forgive others for their ignorance. When the heart is free of heavy rocks, the life force flows freely again. The third pillar, the stillness in the storm. The final pillar, and perhaps the most crucial one, concerns the destination of the mind. In the West, we often worship excitement. We chase happiness, defined as dopamine hits parties, travel, constant entertainment. We are terrified of boredom. But according to Eastern medicine, excessive excitement burns the heart chi just as much as grief does. It is like running a car engine at maximum speed all the time. Eventually it burns out. The secret to longevity is not excitement. It is serenity or ennui. Imagine a hurricane. At the edge of the storm, the winds are violent, tearing down houses. But in the very center, the eye of the storm, there is absolute stillness. The sky is clear. The air is calm. As we age, we often get caught in the edge of the storm, worrying about health, worrying about money, worrying about the future. This anxiety drains the very essence of our life. The third pillar teaches us to move into the eye of the storm. This is the state of inner delight. It is the ability to observe the fluctuations of life, even the pain in your body, with a quiet, detached smile. It is the wisdom that says, "I know my body is hurting, but I am not the pain. I am the observer of the pain. I know I am aging, but I am not afraid." When the mind rests in this state of serenity, the body's energy frequency balances perfectly. It enters a state similar to deep sleep or hibernation, even while you are awake. In this stillness, the body stops wasting energy on fight or flight responses and directs all its power towards cellular repair. This is the fountain of youth. It is why the eyes of a wise elder remain sparkling and clear, like a child's. It is the beauty of a soul that has weathered the storm and chosen peace. Conclusion: the principle of light. You do not need to travel to remote mountains to find the fountain of youth. It is right here. It is in the decision you make in this very moment. Remember the principle of light. Your life is like a room. If it feels dark with age, with sickness, with loneliness, do not try to shovel the darkness out. You cannot remove darkness by fighting it. It is impossible. You simply need to turn on the light. Light the lamp of gratitude to nurture your energy. Light the lamp of tolerance to stop the leakage. Light the lamp of serenity to find your balance. When the interior is illuminated, The darkness of aging naturally recedes. Thank you for sitting with me today and sharing this cup of tea. I hope you find your own light so that every day that passes is not a day of growing older, but a day of growing deeper. Welcome to the true tranquility of Core Wisdom 3.